Need that. Right, let's get started, shall we? What a beautiful setting in the river. Look at this. Hey? Now, people, I've already seen fish here tonight. So, as much as we tried to get those late season spawners, they're all upstream here. Now, I'm pretty sure that the fish that I saw was a really big black brim, but I've got to really careful because this place is just snake central, fam. And ironically, I put the camera here and I had 0 reception. I've shifted it 6 feet that way, and away we go. Okay. Thank you very much to the 15 people that have popped into the stream so early. Now, $16 people after 3 minutes. Wow, thanks everyone. All right, now, all right, there could be a snake under there. Could be a snake anywhere. Now, where we are at the moment is quite a good spot because what we've got here is we've got a little creek that's coming into the river there. So what's going to happen is this area here is slightly deeper than most other areas. The only headache that I've got, as you can see, is we've got all these trees over the top. So that's a paper bark. That's a, is that a river gum? That's a dead paper bark. What's that? Anyway, so we just got to be careful. What I've done is I've brought a few different lures today. We saw a big 50 centimetre tailor the other day, so I brought some hard-bodied lures. On Sunday, we've got a really big stream, people. We're going to go back to our roots virtually on the channel, and we're going to be doing an 8 to 10 hour beach fishing stream. Okay, so that's going to be a good one. What's this? All right, so let's get on with it. Now, have we still got the stream? I'm just going to double check the bit rate, make sure that it's okay. That is fantastic bit rate here, people. We've got over 5,000 kbps. Very sorry about the stream night before last. That cut out of its own accord. Right, so get me trusty little green makeshift tackle bag out. This is 100% Snake Central. Look at this. Okay, now, what are we going to do now? I've got the little red head soft plastic on here. I think that's too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify our fishing tackle to suit the fish that we're chasing, all right? So what I've got here is, this is a 3-inch soft plastic that's basically designed to imitate the RH Rapala colour with the red head, right? I think in the saltwater out of the kayak, fishing along rock walls and that sort of stuff, that'll be really good for tailor. But what we're going to do is now we're going to swap this out. I'm going to put a little 1/16 ounce jig head with a little 3-inch grub tail on it. And we're going to see how that goes, okay? And a headlamp, I'm going to be needing that later. And the other thing is too, when you're fishing spots like this that are fairly clear, because what's happened is there's a fair bit of salt water up this far up the river, right? And what we're going to try and do is we're just going to make sure that we get a chance to basically have a good chance at a fish today. All right, so we've updated it to just chatting. Just going to put that as a block there. Get here, bud. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go for a really delicate presentation. I'm pretty sure that the fish that smashed that bait fish off the surface was a brim. So what I want to do is I'm going to start off with a 1/16 ounce jig head. Don't you just love the aroma of soft plastics? How'd you get in there, bud? You're not meant to be in there. You're the wrong soft plastic for that box. Right. Upsize Zinger box. Where you been, stranger? How are you, mate? What are you doing? Welcome to the stream, pal. What's going on? Just chuck that there. Chuck that there. You've been lurking. Why would you want to do that, mate? Hey, Mudman. Sorry, bud. I didn't see that, mate. How you going, bud? What's going on, Mudman? All right. So what we're going to do, people, here, when you've got, I'll show you what we're fishing here, right? I'll show you what we're fishing here. Check this out. Okay. So see this. Look, I've got all this here. Right. I've got all this here. Got all this here. See? Right. So this is literally a window of opportunity, right? Because all we've got here, okay, is literally a window to fish through. Right. Now I'm just going to see, I bought a new streaming apparatus and I've been using old, right, let's see how we go. Is that actually charging? It should be, says it is. Okay, so in this area here, Not For I, how are you, bud? How are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. How's work today? Not, you been busy, bud? Bit savage. So what we got here, right, is this is literally where we have to fish. Now, one thing you got to do is you got to suss things out before you fish your spot, right? So there's no point me casting overhead. There's a fish in the middle of the river out there. See that? Right, so that's what we're going to be aiming for, okay? Now that could be a tailor. That could be a tailor. Who knows? But I did see something come up here. So what we're going to do is always fish a spot before you cast over it. A lot of mistakes like in freshwater. Yeah, hopefully not, For I. Hello, Mystic. How are you? Manaya, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, people. Thank you very much. We've got 40 people after 10 minutes. Awesome. Thanks for your support. So what I'm going to do is, like, you know, freshwater fishing, when you fish for trout and redfin, your first cast should be about here. 10 foot back from the bank. Boom. Because fish don't think like us, you know. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get a little minuscule 1/16 ounce jig head. I'm going to cast in and around the snags. Now, this sort of spot on other rivers down south, you'd have fish that you wouldn't be able to stop on 30 pound under here. You can just tell by the spot, right? We will be going fishing to those spots, right? Car's ready to go. I've ordered some new tyres for it. All good, right? So all good. And then we've got some big beach fishing streams coming up in the Southern Ocean later on. A few friends of mine have been out recently. They reckon the salmon aren't too far away. But anyway, they always say that. Nugdam, how are you, bud? One cutie Bix, how are you, bud? I always have a good day, mate, especially when I'm live streaming, bud. I do this for my mental health now. All right, so basically what we've got a little 1/16 ounce jig head. Now, this isn't your traditional weedless pattern, right, but that doesn't matter. So what you do is whenever you tie your rigs up, right, always do your loop knot first. It's always much easier to get your correct leader length when you've tied your loop knot first, says the guy whose eyes are failing. Now, people, I've got something that I'm working on at the moment, right? I've got a friend of mine from school that's very high up in a certain organisation, and I'm just negotiating permission to fish a spot that hasn't been fished for 40 years. And if we get that, it's going to be huge, bloody huge, right? So let's just try and see how that goes. Hey, thanks, Cutie Bix. Mate, I'm only going to run, in this sort of terrain here, where you've got so much snaggy stuff, you've got to run 20 pound, bud. Don't use anything less than 20 pound, mate. And hopefully that's the noise we hear. Right, now remember, we haven't used bait in the river. Now, on Sunday, people, we will be using bait, all right? Thanks, everyone. Well, I can't believe this. 15 minutes and we've got over 60 people in the stream. Thanks, everyone. Righty, I'm just going to get... You want to leave... Biggest problem you've got when you've got too long a leader, right, is in tight situations like this, where you don't have much room to move. A long leader doesn't usually let you be too accurate with your casting, because the more accurate you want to be with your casting, the closer you want your lure to your rod tip, right? Hey, Big Daddy of 6, how are you, mate? And Mrs. Big Daddy of 6, or Big Mummy of 6, whatever. Hope you're well, and I hope you've recovered from your operation, mate, and I hope everyone's good at home. All right, now... Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use a traditional white soft plastic. Right, now remember, with these little paddle tails, you want these to ride like this. So your initial hook presentation is important. So whatever you do, right, whichever side you want it to ride or come up through, you've got to go in through the bottom. Right, so we're just going to push this down here. Now those birds are butcher birds, 28 parrots, and all sorts of stuff, Mystic. Right, let's go back again. There's a particular river down south that this soft plastic colour works really well in. Hopefully the fish that we're going to attack, right? So what happens is you've got a slot in the top of this soft plastic. right, that exposes when the fish hits it. So see the bottom of this soft plastic? It's got a little slot in the bottom of it. That helps you put your hook through, and there's another one in the top, right? Presenting your soft plastics is literally a game of millimeters, people. I can change the action of this soft plastic by going 1, 2, 3 millimeters left of center, or 1, 2, 3 millimeters right of center, right? You can get your soft plastics to come in on a left-hand arc, a right-hand arc, all sorts of stuff. The way I've got it rigged at the moment is I've got it rigged so that it comes in true, which means straight. But say, for example, you've got a snag and you want to bump your soft plastic along the snag, so it's sort of trying to head in, but you're always pulling it away. That's a really good presentation to have, okay? So let's see what we're doing here. Now, OTC, how are you, bud? Maker one or Makar one. Hello, my friend, how are you? Hey, Roddy, how are you? It is, bud. And look, you know, a lot of people make the mistake about banging on about how expensive their gear is, Roddy. Now, look, mate, this is the first time I've spent this much money on a fishing rod and reel in about 10 years. So that's me Christmas present, right? And that's me birthday present, bud. So, you know, I'll have this rod and reel combo for the next 20 years, mate. I'll probably get buried with it. Hey, Silver Clint, how are you, bud? Now, what we've got to do, right, is we've got to have a little bit of a plan, okay? So, if I'm going to cast with the backhand presentation, I need to stand here. Now, see how what happens with a 7-foot rod? Okay, now the thing is too, the more types of casts that you have in your repertoire, the easier it is to fish, okay? So in this situation here, I'll see if I can bring this in a bit. Oh, did you, Roddy? Hey, Bamboozled, how are you, mate? Welcome to the stream, bud. All right, so let me just zoom this in a bit. Right, okay. Okay, that's a bit better, excellent. Right, so, right, okay, so this is good. We get the basics of it. So what I'm going to do here is, landing net. Now I can't get close to the river, so I need my landing net, people, okay? Now remember, oops, there you go, the back of that. A landing net is good because this is about 5.5 foot tall, right? Suddenly my arm is now another 5.5 foot longer. So with these fish, I can sit here, I can reach over the reeds, and away we go, okay? Nice one, Roddy. Nah, it's a different spot, Mystic, totally different spot, but all the rivers are the same, mate. All right, so first cast in here. Lovely. I've made my cast. I'm going to bring it in along these reeds, okay? Okay, it's on the bottom now. Nah. Thought I had one on a snag. Not the case. Okay. So the good thing about American tackle is because it's so strong, right, I can just bend this back in and start fishing again if I want to, okay? But I'm better off doing that with pliers. So what I'm going to do is tie a new jig head on with a new soft plastic, right? And then that way we start fresh again. I need to get a pair of pliers to do that. Hey, Carpe DM, how are you, bud? Right. Yeah, we've got Taylor out here, famo. This is good. Leave that there. We'll get another one in here. Just excuse me for a second. Right. That's right. Yeah, Roddy, we do fly fishing as well, just in here where it's... Oh, no, I could fly fish in here. I'd have to be pretty spot on with the casting, though. We could fly fish in here with a shooting head. That might be an issue, though. We've got a window. Oh, no, we could do it. Reach through there. Nice flat cast and pump it through. Right. $3 a.m. Oh, look, Bam, I've got lots of fly fishing content planned, bud, but I've got a spot down south that I can fly fish at Samson Fish out of the kayak. Bam. I'm just waiting for the right conditions to do that. But like I said, people, you can't plan fishing trips too far ahead in Western Australia where I am. You've got to wait to see what the conditions are doing and literally make a snap decision on the day. Right, you can't plan ahead too far. Literally, I mean, I can't plan ahead more than 2 days, right? I've literally had perfect weather forecasts for fishing, headed out to the spot and seen all the clouds forming. Got there, thunderstorm, the whole lot, you know. Yeah, that's right. Shory, awesome, bud. That's what the power of streaming is about, people. The power of streaming is not raving on about how good you are, right? The power of streaming is people watch it and they go, and look, this is all we've ever done. We've just wanted people to watch the stream, just want to show people how they go out and do it themselves, mate, you know? And yeah, it's really quite a big buzz when you have so many people that say, you know, oh, we watch your fishing streams and we've decided to take it up now. So, I know. Svenbert, how are you, bud? Oh, nice one. 3,000. Oh, Domehead TV, kia ora, bud. Right, so what I've done here is I've actually done this so it fishes a bit more vertically on the bottom. See the hook? Right, and that's what we're going to do. We're trying to avoid the snags. Rightio, let's go. Because what it is, people, there's actually a chart that you can use, right? The lighter your like jig, the better presentation. The heavier the jig, the less presentation you have, okay? Nice one, Shory, that's good. Not for I. Thanks for the support, bud. Invader Zim AU, how are you, bud? Welcome, bud. And not for I. Yeah, not for I. Thanks for the bits, mate. Greatly appreciated, bud. All right, now, here we go. Beautiful. All right, on the bottom now, good. All right, so I know there's a snag there. Come on, bud. All the little bait fish are like, it's all right, fella, we'll save you. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just doing slightly more progressive casts, letting the guides get a bit wetter, you know. So everybody's got a good angle there. Right. Such a beautiful night. I think there's a lazy tailor just swimming around belting everything when it sees it. Now, people, I've got a river down south that no one fishes, right? You've only got about maybe 3 or 4 days a year when you can fish it. The next day that we have when the fishing conditions are ideal, we're down there. Oh, Shorey, well done, bud. Beautiful spot. The good thing is, people, out there it's really hot because we're underneath trees. You've got a subclimate underneath the foliage, so and I know that lure fishing is a lot harder than bait fishing, people, but we've never backed off from a challenge, you know. This is a beautiful action on this soft plastics. And this is saltwater, everyone. So this is saltwater, everyone, you know. You got to remember, this is not a freshwater river. There's a little fish, or not so little fish, that's moving its way along here. In the old days, back in the 70s and 80s, they used to catch 40-pound mulloway from this spot. So in less than, 40 years, the river's degraded that much that nothing comes up anymore. All right, let's get some distance in our cast. That's a 1/16 ounce jig head, people. We're easily casting, I don't know, I'm hazarding a guess, 90 feet, 100 feet with this. So, hey, Loey, how are you, bud? Roddy, you've got to live life on the edge, mate. See, these are things as a streamer that you need to figure out. And because we've been streaming for a while now, I'd like to think I've got a bit of a nous, but let's not get too excited, you know. Loey, how are you, bud? I hope it wasn't too hot for you today, mate. It was stinking down here. The humidity got me, so. Right, now, I don't know whether you can see this on the camera, right? But what I've got down here is I've got the edge of this foliage here. We've got a paper bark in front and it looks like a dead old she oak in front of it. What I want to do, right, is, nice one, mate. Now, what I want to do is here, right, I'm going to have a bit of a problem trying to get to this standing up. So what I want to do is, I just want to pick my line through here, right? I'm going to drop my elbow. I'm going to do a really nice flat cast aiming for that point of that dead wood there. Just like that. Okay? So what I've done is I've taken the trees out of the equation by using the natural arc that I've got with my rod. So, okay, I've just felt a bump. Come on, bud. Come on. And then what we'll do is we'll work out a bit further. I mean, that deserves a fish, but it's never the case with fishing, you know what I mean? Come on. And little things like that. Oh, come on. Now, people, you've got to do things at least twice in a row, otherwise it's a fluke, isn't it? So let's go again. Right, it's going to get down on one knee. I'm all nice and stable. Right, now I'm going to pick my target. Now notice how I've got my guides pointing at my target. I'm not turning them out because it'll hook right to left. I'm not turning them in because it'll hook left to right and it'll hit the tree, right? Now, while I'm moving this lure, I've got control of this lure, right? So let's go again. That was pretty weak, so it must have been a fluke on the first one, eh? Now, the other thing is too, I know that I can't reach that snag even with a really hard cast. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to aim straight for it now. Because the thing is with fish, especially big fish, they like to swim out, smash a lure, or soft plastic, or fly and head straight back for structure, right? That's how they roll, you know. See, the thing is too, people, if your local fishing spot is a home ground advantage, well, I'm going to be doing that. Oh, there's the bump. There's the bump. Come on. All right, let's go again. Yeah, we're trying, Bam. All right. This is where the other thing is too, people. I've been learning this new rod and reel over the last month. Some people have said, why are you doing all the content? It's because I need to learn to make this an extension of the arm. Right, I'm just going to lean forward. I'm going to try and do a downward cast now. It's the one. So what I did is where I let that go in front of me, because I had the longer leader, it's driven down and bypassed this, right? So that's how we just have to do it. I've got some spots down south, people, where it's that difficult to fish. If you can actually get a cast to land in the water, you usually get a really good hit. I've got one spot that I've got in freshwater. You've got to crawl along under the undergrowth, and you've got about, I would say, in between all the snags, about 12 inches to space to work with. And that's where I learnt to do my casting in freshwater. So all right, this is good. Now, beauty, so what we're going to do, we're just going to work from right to left. Then I'm going to put a hard body lure on with a rattle in it to bring in the fish and attract them. And then we'll go back to soft plastics. Let's work our way around. I'll just step to one side so you can see what we're doing. Blakey, how are you, bud? Good to see you, mate. All right, I've just had a little V swim up behind the soft plastic. And people, once again, thanks for the awesome support. Hey, Voldully, how are you, bud? Yeah, this is a Zodias 270 ml, bud, with a Stratic 4000, mate. So I worked like an absolute dog last year, so I thought I'd treat myself for Christmas and my birthday. I think they do a light version too, mate. If you're going to fish ultralight, the light version might be a better option. These remind me of the old Shimano bullwhip rods. There's a V, people, coming up to the soft plastic. Can you see that in the water? There's a V coming up to the soft plastic. Come on, bud. Hit it. On these hazy, lazy afternoons, you don't want to be too deliberate with your soft plastic movement. Otherwise, you'll rip soft plastics out of fish's mouths like I did all day or the other day. Yeah, might have to. Lowy. Rightio. One more cast with this, and then we'll go to the hard body, which will stir them up. We'll just bend that around that. Now remember, people, whenever you're casting with any rod, you must point your guides at your target. A lot of people will go, ooh, and then they've got their guides out or in, and the lure goes like that or like that, you know. So because I'm holding this all true like this, when I cast, it's actually the shape that my hand is doing on the cast, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I've actually got something about that for the weekend, Lowy. I got some bad news this week, so what I've done is I've bought out a reel, and I'll be using it for the first time on Sunday. And yeah, it's going to be in someone's honour. I'm not going to go into it because it's personal stuff with the family. And yeah, so that's going to be it. And we'll be using that reel for the first time on Sunday. Right. Right. Let's go again. Last one, and then we'll go to the hard body. And then we'll go to some 4-inch soft blackies. Now, is that Justin or Justina? Because I'm all about content, mate. And I like to put in effort for content. Okay? And sitting down and all the rest of it, unless you're doing your just chatting stream behind the computer, I think that's a bit rude for the community. But hey, that's me. What do I know? Now, what I'm going to do, people, is I'm just going to show you the difference in lures, right? Okay. So what we've done is we've fairly fished this area with a soft plastic, right? Yeah, Vol, what it'll do, bud, I don't like, look, some people bang on about, you know, I've got to spend this much money to get good gear. You don't, mate, right? And, you know, I've got plenty of reels at home that I've used for live streaming that are like $60, $70 reels, $60, $70 rods. If you maintain them, they work fine, right? And it's also a good test of your skill. But I was having issues with twist with my braid. Since I've had the Stratic and this rod, no issue. These have got Fuji guides on them. And with the Fuji guides, they work the best, you know. So, yeah, and you know what I mean? Wow, people, thanks very much. We got 152 viewers after 40 minutes. Your support has been unbelievable, fam. Seriously, I really appreciate that. Wow, unbelievable. Now, what we're going to do is this. So on Sunday, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use lures from the beach as well. I've got some new salmon lures I want to use. Not fry. Thank you very much once again, mate. Thank you, mate. Hey, Johnny. Thanks, mate. But look, John, with all due respect, bud, we don't worry about that because I appreciate the compliment, but a streamer's only as good as how they treat their community, in my opinion. And yeah, you know, we just want to do the right thing by people, mate. You know, and I mean, we don't have any hype on our stream and that sort of stuff. And we don't want any drama, so we just try to avoid it. Now, people, if you're going to fish for whiting from the beach, this is the best colour to use. So this is the ZX35 Coral Prawn colour from Eco Gear, right? The other thing is too, they work just as good in the river as well. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to show you a little bit of like nous here. So basically what we've done is we've fished the in close area with a soft plastic, no results, right? So let's think about this, okay? Hey little Buddha, how are you, bud? Hey Bam, yeah, all I've done is shown you a ton, mate. So, and look, let's think about this as if we're tradespeople, right? So we've used lightweight, small, high presentation stuff in close, nothing. We could go to a different colour, but we do have a lot of water to work with, so it wouldn't be in our best interest. Now, when you've got big open water areas like this, normally, you know, sod's law and all that sort of stuff, you should have slightly bigger fish. So, right, what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to put on a little saltwater lure for this river, right? So this is a lure that's known as Atomics, okay? And as you can see by the battle marks on it, if you have a look there, Taylor loved this lure, okay? So most lures and soft plastics, they're usually darker on top, lighter on the bottom with an eye, okay? And that's your focal point. Now this has got the subsonic rattle, ready? What I'm doing is I want to use this lure to cast mid-range out here, right? I don't care if I don't catch a fish. I just want the fish to know that we're here. So it'll send out the vibrations, right? And anything that's around will come in. Then what we'll do is we might go to one of these little Eco Gears and see if they work. Okay, now same old story with these, right? Not for I. Thanks for gifting a sub, mate, to Bamboozled. Hey, Glasgow Rebel. Equal points. Had a couple more losses, mate. The title race is on, bud. Now, when you fish with lures, people, right, do yourself a favour. Johnny, thanks, mate. Thanks, John. All right, now see these here, right? These split rings on lures are a weakness, right? Any decent, strong fish that latches onto your lure is going to bend that split ring out. Get rid of them, right? And also what we'll do later is we'll put some heavy-duty split rings on, and we'll get rid of the treble hooks and we'll go to single hooks, but more about that later. Because what you can do, people, you can actually balance your lures with the hooks to make them do different things, believe it or not. And this is what they don't tell you in tackle stores. In tackle stores, they tell you to buy different lures for different situations. You don't need to do that, right? Okay. Oh, don't worry about it, Glasgow Rebel. You just steady, bud. Can't win every year, mate. Now, when you're fishing with surface lures like this, people, you can use slightly slightly shorter leaders, right? But, yeah, once again, thanks, not for I. So, what you do, right, is you still fish lures with a loop knot. Now, you don't want too big a loop knot. You want the loop knot to be smaller than the bib, which is a lot easier said than done on these hard-bodied lures, right? So there we go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some really quite serious surf casting, people, with some lures from the beach. Right, we're going to try and get snapper and tailor and mulloway and everything. I want to show people that, you know, they have got options with lures. All right. Okay, so see what I've done here? Right, look what I've done here. Okay, let me just show you. So this is what people can see, right? Okay, so what we've got here, see when I've done this little loop knot, see how the loop knot is not bigger than the bib. So that's going to rub a little bit on there, but because that'll be in the water like that. So what'll happen is, if you've got a loop knot that say comes out to here, when you cast, have a look at this, right? And you've got a big loop knot, it'll actually wrap around the hooks. You don't want to do that, right? So, now, this is actually about the right size weight for this rod and reel outfit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pump this out a mile, right? Okay, beautiful. What I want to do, 5 to 10 casts. Yesterday we had a 1/2 metre tailor in here that was just mucking around with us, right? And see how I'm working it on the surface, right? You can feel the lure vibrating in the water. That's what you want it to do. Okay, use the bend in the rod, people. Okay, that's what rods are designed for, okay? That's got a beautiful action in the water. So what we do now is we go again. Just before it hits the water, grab your spool, because what that'll do is it'll flick the lure out and you've got less chance of getting snagged around your hooks. Okay? And what this does, right? Oh, hang on. Now, people, we had something behind that then. I saw an eye. I have no idea what it was. My instincts tell me it was a little bull shark. Rightio, so we're 3/4 of a way across the river. This is the advantage of using 15-pound braid. Zero XT per litres to bite wire tippet. Just use a braid mono knot BAM, and just cover it up with some wader repair. What's it called? Oh, I can't remember. And what you'll have is you'll just have a little soft bump around it. I'll see if I can remember. That was too big an eye for a tailor. Now what I'm doing here, people, right, keeping the rod at 45 degrees and working between 45 and 90 degrees, ideally 45 to 80, what I'm doing is I'm keeping the lure about 6 inches to a foot under the surface. So if you've got a snaggy area and you're using braid, fish with your rod tip about here. If you want it to go deep, you put your rod tip in the water, okay? Right. Once again. Beautiful. Bit of real life hunter call of the wild. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for those rings to just dissipate a bit. And notice how I haven't hit the trees or anything. Now that I've said that, I'll probably hit one, but anyway. Oh. Hunter Call of the Wild. Yeah, that was a long time ago, Mystic. We're avoiding any gaming anymore on the channel. Rightio. Now, notice when we've put that really little loop knot in there, notice how we haven't had any tangles with the lure? It's cast out properly the first time. And look, the other thing is too, people, when you cast and you buy lures, make sure that the hooks don't touch. Because if they do, every time you cast and it lands in the water and tumbles, they'll get tangled and you'll miss out on good fish. See that? That's a beautiful little loop knot. So let's hope we can get anything. This is a good lure to put behind a kayak when you're trolling out to a spot. And this is the other one, especially in WA. This is the old-fashioned Bomber B15, right? This is an American lure that's been around for 50 or 60 years and catches practically every fish that swims in WA at some stage. This is a little 15 centimetre. Tow these out the back of the kayak when the salmon's on. Boom. You have a lot of fun that day, you know. Right, let's go again. Thought that was a flipping snake then. Only 8 foot deep max. Solitary jerk, how are you, bud? Yeah, you've got to, Bam. You know, the other thing is too, mate, don't be afraid to use dropper loops when you're fishing nymphs as well. They work really well. I want to do some fishing, Bam, where I show you how to catch 2 or 3 perch or fish on the same line at the same time. Right, we'll do that. 8 foot deep. Sounds like some of ours, sure. Great. All right. Couple more casts. Hopefully everything in here is picking up on the vibration. This is a beautiful little spot. I'm going to come back here time and time again, fam. We'll be able to fish. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a fish. All right, let's go for a bit longer cast now. Nice. Hey, 7 double, how are you, bud? No, mate, it failed last time. We did get a hit, though. Fairly soon, bud. Maybe even as early as next week, mate. Beautiful little spot, this. This is magic here. Love this spot. Absolutely spot on, fam. Rightio, couple more, and then we'll get a big soft plastic out. So as you can see, people, with balanced gear, if you know what I mean, and light braid, you can cast a long way because you've got minimal resistance going through your guides. The other thing is too, I usually fish with slightly larger reels than what the combos are designed for. A lot of people have put 2 or 2,500 size reels on this. I haven't. I put a 4,000, right? And I don't want to muck around with fish. I want to bring them in as quick as I can, especially in this heat, and let them go. Thanks, Glasgow. I've dropped about 10 kilos. Once I get down to 130 kilos, I start the training full on for the winter, mate. So I want to get down to about 110 kilos by the end of the year and just get the old boxing and powerlifting body, mate. If you know what I mean, get it back, if you know what I mean. I know how to do it. I've just got to, I've just got to get the weight off first, bud. And I'll be growing I grow most of my own fruit and veg anyway, mate. Oops. Oh, give me. Oh, get out. That's better. Right, I managed to bend that around the tree, which is good, because I thought I saw a fish rise across the river. Come on, bud. Rightio, one more, and then we'll stir them up with a soft blackie again. Oh, it is M7. How are you, bud? Yeah, not really, bud. If I had shown you photos of me when I was training, mate, you'd think it's a different person. But, you know, as you get older, things happen, you know what I mean? Priorities change. This tide's going out now at a rate of knots, but that's all right, we're onto it. Rightio, one more. Rightio, excellent, people. Never be afraid to change your leader. I've changed my leader 4 times now during this stream, right? And that way, what you do is you always guarantee that you've got fresh line on there. Leaders and expendable, people. Just use it, all right? And don't bat an eyelid. You must, every 10 casts or every 2 good fish, change your leader, okay? Now, let's have a look at here. What do we got? There it is, man. Bloody ravens. God, they're a pain. Now, the other thing is too, I use like super glue with my soft plastics. Don't forget your scissors can be used to just clean out around the head of your soft plastic, fam, okay? So what I'm going to do is just get the residue off that, scrape it back to the lead, right, and then we're going to put a fresh soft plastic tail in here. Excellent. Right, let's chuck that there. Let's go and get some more leader. Samurai 9, how are you, bud? That's exactly right, Glasgow Rebel. Early ripe, early rotten, as they say, mate. Samurai, how are you? Not yet, bud. We're trying to work it out, Samurai. You know what I mean? All right. Sydney. Okay. You'd be bored out of your mind, mate. No one's getting shot. Isn't that the thing in Sydney? No one pays attention until they hear a gunshot. Dan, how are you? Hessen Zander, hang on a second, bud. How are you, mate? Hang on. Hey, Loey, can you please give Hessen a shout out, please, bud? Hang on. Hessen. Wait a second, bud. Now, people, what we've done is, Sydney's west. Yeah, mate, stay away from that, bud. No point being a temporary Australian. Hang on a second. Hessen, don't go away. Loey will give you a shout out. Us now, Hessen, this is for you.
Hessen Huawei, mein Freund, willkommen im Stream. Schön, dich hier zu sehen, Kumpel, und freue mich darauf, dich hier wiederzusehen. Viel Spaß beim Streamen. Da ist dein Gruß und noch einmal. Vielen Dank, dass Sie sich die Zeit genommen haben, vorbeizukommen.
There you go. If you're genuinely interested in your community, you'll figure out ways how to communicate. I'll do that again, but I'll try and speak English again, you know. Let's do it again. There you go, people. If you're genuinely interested in your community... The first time was a bit of a joke. I need a drink, hang on. So... Northern 2, how are you? Dana Roy, what's going on? There you go, people. If you're interested in your community, right, you figure out ways how to communicate with them. We're an international community. Doesn't matter where you're from. If you come in, you're part of the stream, you chat with everyone. That's all we ask, you know. That's all right, Daz. Okay. Now, we're 150 people after an hour. Awesome. Oh, don't tell me I forgot that. Oh, don't be doing that, like, no. Oh dear. All right, people. So let's get the community involved, as we like to do. We've got 4 different coloured soft here, okay? Now with these soft plastics, okay? So with these soft plastics, we've got blue, we've got mullet, white, and this one's like motor oil, an old school motor oil. So if you would like me to use this one next, say B in chat, B, let's do that again. So no, we'll go Y for yellow, M for mullet, okay, and then we'll go B for bloodworm, W for white, okay? Man, anybody'd think I haven't been speaking English. Been violated by Google Translate, okay? And yeah, so just pick whichever one you want. Me personally, I'd appreciate that one. Anyway, just throw it out there. And the best thing about this stream is, won't cost you a cent. You know what I mean? I get really annoyed when I see some people going, oh yeah, you get to choose, but you need to do this. Let's have a look. B, M, B, B, W, W, M, Y, W, W. Right. Oh. M, 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 B, how are you, bud? Saundy, Crazy Englishman, Midnight Mammal. Right, so that was the motor oil, wasn't it? Which is that one. Oh. Right. M was mullet, sorry. Oh, people, just underneath the tree here. Something's just smashed something off the surface. Right, M was the mullet. We're going to do M. Thanks, Jerk. Mate, I think I'm dehydrated or something. I've had a really average week, people. So I'm sort of trying to get my mind off things, you know. And once again, thanks. We've got over 150 viewers in here. Right, and, you know, after an hour. Thanks, everyone. That's what it's about. Tommy, how are you, bud? Petey, what's going on? Hey, Dana Roy, yeah, it has, mate. I've drunk about 9 litres of water today, people, and I still lost weight. Yeah, that's right, Lowie. No. Get in there, you mullet, literally. Shorey, beer's a trap, bud, whether you like to realise it or not, bud. Just don't let beer take you over, mate. You'll miss out on a lot of good things in life, bud. Now, this is the time of night that snakes come out, fam, so if you see one, just let me know. Excuse me. Peyote. That's a, it's a special duck. What's its name? Chatty, how are you, bud? Oh, good on you, Shorey. And look, bud, I don't know if you were going through a bit in those 40 years, matey. But, you know, with that sort of thing, mate, just got to do what's right for you. And, you know, with your health and that sort of stuff, that's paramount, mate. And alcohol does you no favours if you've been drinking hard. And if you've stopped it now, you know, maybe you're at the stage where, you know, a lot of your organs and that sort of stuff are going to thank you for it, mate. Tell you what, people, I'm learning the ins and outs of this rod and reel combo quite well now. Ah! Anytime I hear something rustle behind me. Hassan, thanks, bud. Yeah, I hear you, Shorey. Oh, did you see that behind it? Hey, young Chatty, thanks for coming into the stream, mate. But next time, when you pop in, just say hello to everyone in the community, mate, eh? It's usually the best way to go. Alrighty? Rightio, a couple more casts. That's better. Crazy Englishman. Yeah, sure. Look, bud, the good thing about it is, mate, right? Now that you've been through it, right? Don't try and live in the past. Whatever's happened, bud. Right? I've got a few things that I sort of beat myself up over a bit now and then, right? So what you got to do, mate, is you can't live in the past and you can't really live in the future. All you owe yourself is this moment, the next one, and the next one, right? So all you got to do, just make the right decisions for you, okay? Because at the end of the day, you've got to look after yourself, mate, you know? Rightio. I think we've missed the tide as well. And with your lure fishing, you're welcome, mate. That's what it's about, Shory. That's it, mate. Each person you meet in life is your next lesson, Shory, right? And seriously, man, if someone had told me this when I left school, it would have made my life easier. Surround yourself with people that you aspire to be like. If you want to be successful, hang around successful people. Right? Because without even realising it, if you hang around with people that drink, you end up drinking. If you hang around with people that do drugs, you end up doing drugs, right? It's just the way the world works, mate, you know? That's exactly right, Jam. That's exactly right, bud. You know, I don't have too many friends, people, right? But the friends that I have are good people, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just, it makes your life a lot easier, you know? Kiwi Rich, how are you, bud? Yes, we've definitely missed the high tide here. I think, people, it's starting to drop. But anyway, we're still here fishing. That's the main thing. Rightio, let's try a different colour. Mancy, how are you, bud? No problems, pal. So, is this B-Rye with a different username now? Yeah, I might do that, Crazy English man, but what I'm going to do, bud, is I'm actually going to just try the old motor oil colour, and then I'll go to the white one just on dark, if you know what I mean. Let's chuck that in there. Because what we're going to be doing, people, is we're going to be fishing a harbour with all the soft plastics, right? Excellent, BU. How are you, mate? Good to see you, bud. And then that way, that idiot that's going around can't give you a hard time. Well done, mate. Gaza, these are Xeric soft plastic proof tackle boxes. Right, so they're airtight. If they fall in the water, they'll float. And they're made from polypropylene material, so they don't burn. Right, and they've got the rubber seal on them and everything, so that's sealed now, see? Right, and yeah, you can't really get them anymore. I bought 3 of them, then went back to buy what was left, and they'd already sold out. Oh. Now, people, welcome to the stream. Thank you very, very much. We had 150 plus viewers past the hour mark. If you're new to the stream, okay, welcome. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Neville Bartos. It's raining bullets at Neville Bartos's place. Anyway, right. And good old Chopper. We'd really appreciate it if you wanted to subscribe for free on YouTube. It'll only cost you a click. We also have Australis TV on YouTube. That's our variety channel that I need to do more with, but more about that later. Right. That'll be the winter edit and scheduling, right? And then we also have Australis TV on Twitch. Right. So please go to those various channels and just give us a follow on there, okay? That's all we're asking, people. Let the big corporations pay for your viewing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I wouldn't have enough. I'd have too much lag, B-Rye, and all I'd be doing is getting him killed, mate. He's a good boy, Rolly. He's very funny, man. Oh, the other day he was playing like a Yui, and he was just standing on his chair, absolutely 0 Fs about anything, mate, other than just having a good time with his community. And talk about laugh. Oh, I had tears coming down my face of just joy, you know. Let's try this. That's still sinking. That's pretty deep out there. Now it's on the bottom. Yeah, we'll see how we go with that. I might ask him one day. I've got a little present for Ollie getting made up at the moment. It's everywhere. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, he certainly does, mate. Very funny, man. And just a laugh, you know? Just a good laugh. And the thing is, he's getting that good at PUBG, he's calling it, you know? Thanks for that, BU. All right, so there's a big V behind the soft plastic, about 3/4 of the way across the river, but it's heading to the left. So what I've got to do is, I think it's got a resident fish in here during the summer, fam. There it is. Rightio, let's get it out there. Lovely. Ads, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Well, at least we've got a good view. We're not getting many fish, are we? Oh, see this in here? Great. Okay. I think they might be mullet because there's 3 of them, but let's just see how we go, eh? Yeah, that might be mullet, I think. We'll have a look. Or it could be a little rat pack of mulloway. That's exactly right, Jam. Oh, hang on a second. Kane, you're from Melbourne, aren't you? You sent me that email. Oh, yeah, we do, Kane. You sent me that email, didn't you, Kane? Yeah, oh. Because you contacted me when I went to YouTube about getting written off all the time and all that sort of stuff, which I appreciated. Oh, that's exactly right, Jam, you know. I remember now, Kane. We're just trying to, we've had a few of the drama brigade come through recently, mate, so that's why we're just sort of trying to keep it out of the stream, bud, you know. Yeah, we don't have... We don't have them in here when we're running 40 or 50 viewers, but that hasn't happened for a while, you know what I mean? So, yeah, don't take that personally, all right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, you certainly did, bud. You certainly did, bud. How are you, mate? How was your Christmas and New Year? All right. Hang on a second, famo. Oh. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it makes life easier, mate. What? That's not good. Yes, let's leave that. All right, we're going to go back to the white soft plastic tail, which is usually your first choice when you're fishing soft plastics in estuarine rivers like this. All right, let's get the... Travelling okay? Excellent, mate. Right, let's go to the whitetail. I'm not referring to the spider there. Hey, thanks everyone. 165 viewers. You're awesome. I really appreciate the fact that you're giving up your time to watch the stream, everyone. Right. Sometimes you see a carpet python in these trees, you know. Yeah, that's right, mate. And we just, like, Canecast, remember the chat that we had on the phone, bud? We've still got idiots that message people during the live stream. It's so funny, mate. You know, I don't get that. Anyway. Oh, sugar. One thing I'm finding, people, too, has everybody noticed how, hey, OJ, how are you, bud? Have everybody noticed how some streamers are playing, like, highlight streams and then, you know, getting sort of miraculous raids of, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 6,000 viewers, no one in chat. They're not trying to cash in on the advertising, are they? No. Oh, wow. So obvious, you know? Anyway. Jam, don't worry about it, bud. You worry too much, mate. Oh, but yeah, it's just, you know, mate, just ridiculous, bud. And it's, yeah, personally, I think they should get banned for it. Or I jump on the bonnet of the car and go, get away from me. But it depends, mate. Carpet pythons, the only problem is they look very similar to other snakes. And either way, if they bite you, they still ruin your weekend, don't they? Amongst other things, you know what I mean? Oh, is it BU? Oh, mate, we had someone send me a message, right? And, yeah, there was this streamer, absolutely no one in chat. They were running something like 10 or 15 viewers for God knows how long. And out of nowhere, the viewers went up into 4 figures, you know? And, I mean, the platform's not stupid, mate, you know? Rightio, let's see how this goes. That's right. Oh, here's a spider, fam. Come here, little fella. Hang on, let me see if I can get it. I'll just get me headlamp and I'll see if I can get this spider for you. Where are you, little fella? Come here. Now, you the poisonous one or the not so poisonous one? Where are you, bud? Where'd you run off to? Oops. Oh, we've got a snake hole here, people. Do we what? If I see a couple of eyes come out of that, mate, I'm out of here like a rabbit. I'll be quicker than a greyhound out of the boxes for the first times. Oh, do they? You're a herpetologist, okay. Nah, not really, Neville. I don't like doing that, mate. Look, you know, I sort of got over that when I was fairly young, mate, because I don't find any challenge in it. You know what I mean? And look, with the soft plastics, we've caught 1 2-foot long fish in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks. So be it, mate. You know, I just got to get better at it. You know what I mean? And the only way you get better at it is to fish them more. So what we've got through here is we've got an undershot bank, people. So there could be a snake under here anyway, you know, and if there is, good luck to it. But this is when the tiger snakes come out to feed, and that's when they get nasty. Rightio, let's try a couple more. All right, did you see that? Did you see that? There was like a fish that fed on the surface in the middle there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, mate. You know, and look, it is what it is, bud. But the thing is, right, you must remember, every time you go fishing, you learn something, yeah? So what you've got to do is, this river is not in good condition, okay, at all. But that's all right, because when we get to a river that is, that's when we start to cash in, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's right, mate. You know, you're not going to catch fish every time you go fishing, mate. It's like, I remember years ago, right, someone sent me a, I'm not going to mention which streamer, okay, and they sent me this clip where someone parked under a bridge and they caught I don't know how many fish, and they claimed a Twitch record. I've never laughed so hard in my life, Fab. Right? That's right, Solitary Jerk. That was a swamp hen, I think. Beautiful. A few more casts, but at least we've come down. Beautiful setting, tranquil river. Life's good, people. This is free. All you got to do is come down and find it, you know. But the thing is, right, oh, really? Yeah, that's right, mate. Oh, it's just so funny, bud. Like Twitch records mean anything, you know? That's the whole tournament mentality. You know what I mean? And if they were that good to be in tournaments, they'd be sponsored, you know what I'm saying? I don't like tournaments personally. One year I was fishing a river down south that's quite remote. It's about 40 k's from anywhere. You ever get that feeling that something's watching you? So I'm fishing away. I turn around and there's about a 6-foot tiger snake as thick as my arm just rolled up in a coil with its head in the middle looking at me. And I went, ah, oh, great, you know? Hey, Rehydration, how are you, bud? Did they really? Oh, that's hilarious. You got to have a laugh, BU, don't you? Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking the lures out into the ocean with the soft plastics and that, people, you know what I mean? And just seeing what we can get, you know? Just got to pick the days. I just don't want to be a statistic, if you know where I'm coming from. I'm actually trying to get some flotation foam so that I can fill up the outriggers on the kayak with it. But I'll get onto that a bit later. The other night when we streamed further down, we had a couple of hits from a fairly decent sized tailor that you don't catch on the beach that big, you know. All right. Dub Nation, how are you, bud? Yeah, but Bam, it's like when people do... Look, mate, you're dead right, Bam, you know, and seriously, people, that's when you know that they're in it for themselves, you know. And look, people on this platform pinch other people's ideas all the time, right? And you don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure it out. And, you know, with that sort of thing, yeah, I don't really tell much to anyone anymore. I've got, you know, a couple of people that I chat with, and that's it, because I know it won't go any further, you know. Yeah, this is salt water, mate. uh, the one that sort of makes me laugh is, you know, there's some people in WA that do these odd survival streams and that on YouTube, and you know where they are, right? I'm not going to run them down or anything. And, yeah, I mean, that's not really... Look, people, survival streams are a bit of a hoax, right? You know, a true survival stream is you go miles from anywhere and you figure out how to forage and all the rest of it, you know? Not really, bud. Nev, I try a variety of different soft plackies, mate. They don't work well here, but they will work well in another spot further down. They're a really good soft plastic to cast along rock walls for mulloway and snapper and that, bud. So... all right, a few more casts, then we'll see who's on, eh? I've got one river down south, people. I'm not going to tell you where, obviously. I'll show you where. Right? Yeah, I've got a river down south that you go there at night, and what you do is you turn your headlamp off. Not really, Shorey. This river's fairly clean, mate. Saltwater rivers are usually fairly clean in the middle, Shorey, because they're not like freshwater rivers, you know? So... do they really, Mystic? See, I find that really sad, people, you know? Like, times are tough out there, you know what I mean? And this... oh, see that across the river? I think that's a tailor, people. That's how a tailor feeds in the river. Let's see how we go. A few more casts. Yeah, see, mate, put it this way, right? Yeah, I just get frustrated with it, but that's just me, you know? I've removed the support for a few other like channels because of that very reason, Mystic, you know. Don't want to have anything to do with them, mate. So I only get fooled once, bud. Or you would think so. Beauty. Yeah, see, it's not a freshwater river, Bam, so... we can't use wire in Western Australia anymore because of these idiots in the city fishing for sharks all the time. So you can only use monofilament, but if you're going to fish for tailor, especially the big ones, you need at least 50-pound trace, bud, you know. Oh, there it is. There it is. See that there, people? Just behind there. Just behind there. That's a mulloway. That's not a tailor. The way it fished and fed. That's not a... that's a... oh, come on, come on, come on. That's a mulloway. I can tell by the way it moved in the water. Come on, bud. That shot out from underneath that snag we were fishing earlier. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on. It's in there. You know you want it. No, you don't. That's actually quite debilitating, people, when you... There it is. I landed it right on its head, fam. Right on its head. Come on. Same old story. You've got to just try and get them, don't you, people? You can never make a wild animal do anything that it doesn't want to do, people. Rightio, last cast. Let's get this last cast out here. Beautiful. Gonna fish this dead slow now. Hello, lovely Lace. How are you, bud? Reactions? No, bud. Welcome, lovely Lace. Right. Now it's making its way to the soft plastic, people. This could be it. Come on, bud. Come on. Come on. I can see it. Come on, buddy. The V turned around and followed the soft plastic, fam. What's coming out at this time of night? It's usually a mulloway. Rightio. You know that thing I said about last cast? Maybe second last cast. Hey there, Peapod. Western Massachusetts, eh? Oh, no, really sure if it's only 8 foot deep, they'll get most of it as well, bud, won't they? I'm going to have a couple more casts at this fish, people. Let's see what it is, eh? Come on, bud. Right. That's basically where it is. I'm shining at my feet here. I'm not shining at the water, rightio. This is definitely our last cast, people. Cannot wait to use these soft plastics down south. When the perch spawning runs on, we're going to have a great time. Oh, Neville, the southwest of the state is my home ground, mate. I've fished every single river between Albany and, Busselton since the 70s, mate. So, you know, this isn't really my home ground, if that makes sense. So, if I was fishing any other river with these casts that I was doing, I would have caught and released over 40 fish by now, mate. We did a live fly fishing stream, and we caught and released over 60 black brim in about 2.5 hours just on fly fishing tackle. So, you know, it's all relative, mate, you know what I mean? And every time you go fishing, right, you learn a lesson, people. You improve your skill set, you know what I mean? Right, and that's what we're doing. We're getting, all right, here it comes. We're getting prepped for when we fish these other waterways, you know? So that's what we're doing. All right. There we go. That's our night. All right. Now, people. Lovely. Now, what I'm going to do is just plonk this down here. Right. Hey, thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. Once again, we learnt a lot. No fish to show for, but that's fishing, isn't it? Unfortunately, today, the high tide went between about 12 and 5 o'clock, so I was trying to fish the tail end of it. Don't really do too well on the tail end of high tides, mate. You need to be in that moment, if you know what I mean. Hey, thanks, Crazy Englishman. Shorey, proud of you, mate. Lowy, awesome. Let's see who's on at the moment. All right, let's throw a raid out. Western Australia, Bales. Jam, thanks, bud. Oh, that's exactly right, mate. All right, people, we're going to go and raid Jay Streesy. Oh, it's called a LED liner headlamp, bud. Thanks, everyone. Once again, thank you very, very much for tuning in. Really appreciate you giving up your time to watch the stream. Really appreciate the support. Thank you to everyone that's interacted in chat. Not for I. Thank you, bud. And look, thanks for being such a great source of inspiration. And keep being awesome. Bye for now.